First exercise, feet shoulder width, hands up, ready. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 and stop. Okay, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, to your left, center, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, 2, 3. To your left, 2, 3. Center, inhale, exhale. Okay, one more time. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, 2, 3. To your left, 2, 3. Center, inhale, exhale. Hands on your waist. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and stop. Center, cross, knees, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Rotating down. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. Center, hands up, pull in, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, spread your feet, turn your shoulders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, turn to your right, stretch it out. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Center. Okay, shake it out. Okay, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So downward posture, that squatted stance, what's the secret to that? We've talked about it before, right? Does anyone remember? Oh no. Over that foot. Yeah, that's a position, right? That's a position. Every stretch position that you get into is a position of joint position. So each time you go into a position, you're trying to stretch in that direction. So that's helping to increase range of motion, but then letting go of the tension. So, after all these years of doing this, I've come to realize that the main reason why people can't squat down initially is because they don't squat down, right? And so the knees don't know what to do when you go into a position like that. So even though your knees are, designed to fold, like your elbow, why don't you have problems folding your elbow? This is if your joints are, functional and they're not, you don't have an injury or they're not damaged. But when you fold your arm, it's pretty easy to do, right? Practically anyone can do that, right? Why can you fold your elbows and not your knees? Huh? Yeah. So the knees actually are weight bearing. Your legs are weight bearing, right? Your legs are weight bearing, so they're always in a state of tension, allowing you not to collapse. Some people are stiffer than others. Some people use more strength in a position, maybe because of misalignment of the joint or whatever. But the thing is, it's always weight bearing. If I stand on one leg, it's supporting weight. If I go to this side, it's supporting weight. When you bend your knees, it's still supporting weight. So what's the conflict? The conflict is muscular tension because your legs think it needs to hold you up from collapsing. So when you start to fold the knee, the first thing that happens is it tenses. It tenses because it doesn't want you to go beyond a certain point. But in order to fold your knee, you have to take the tension out of your leg. So when you lift your leg like this, you don't have any weight on the unweighted leg. So you can fold your knee like this or pick it up like this, and it's folded. So because there's a conflict in motion when you're supporting weight, it's not going to allow you to do that. So that's the reason. So how do you override that? It's to let it go. So if we all tried to just, you could use a chair or something to support you, but the thing is, if I were to grab a chair, because I've done this on video. So we'll just spend a few minutes on this so that you can understand it's something that you can probably do at home. So I should do this over here because we have the camera. All right. So a chair, everyone has a chair at home. So to practice something like this, if you just stand like this and you squat down, typically your knees would fold, right? If you use the chair, it would be easier because you take up some of the load here. My weight is on my arms now, right? Now I can't fold my arms. Why? Because they're weight bearing, right? But if I go like this and I transfer the weight to here and I release my knees, then I can sit so that this folds. Now the difficulty now is, do you open your hips? And we do open our hips when we stretch. So now the legs are 45 degrees. And then can we extend this leg? Now the flexibility has to be here and here. And then can you sit down into the position? And this will vary because of that joint angle position and the ankle, but this doesn't change. This changes and this changes. So then you sit into the position. There's your downward posture. Now for this to go down, you have to roll your foot down, and there's your position. So there is flexibility here. There is flexibility here. And there is flexibility here. And then when you sit back like this, it goes flat. And if you spread your knees, it's like this. So when I spoke earlier about stretching and why do you stretch in different positions, is because every stretch is a different angular position, right? So kids, infants or toddlers or whatever, they go into positions and they're playing on the ground, they're doing all this, they're always close to the ground playing, so they're always relaxed and they're into that position. So we also have a stance like this in Kung Fu, right? And you sit on this leg and you do this, and you sit on this leg and you do this, and you work and you do your gardening like Maria does, right? You squat down like this when you garden, don't you? You're not doing it like this, you're doing it like this. So why is it when we go to downward posture we can't fold the knee? Because it's weight loaded, so you can't actually go down unless you take the load off. The only way to take the load off is to spread the load between the two legs and then relax, and then you let it go. You let it go down. Don't be afraid to fold your knee. Now, if that's a problem in the beginning, you use some kind of device. You can hold on to this, and if you hold on to this, then you squat down like this, then you go down like this, and you find your position, and that's what you're striving for. There's a position, here's a position, right? So there's a position, and there's a position, right? So those are different positions and different groups of muscles depending. Now I have to spin. If I pull this in and I turn, I go like this and I stick this leg out. That's inner thigh. This is sitting here. This is sitting here. So you're able to move through your joint positions while you're moving and you're doing that. So movement through your stretch is what we do with our arms, because movement is usually a conflict with tension. So if you take the tension out of the joint, then you can move the arm. If you take the tension out of the legs, then you can move the legs. Okay, so why do we have trouble with this? Is because our body is already conditioned. It's full of these habits that keep your joints all in these positions that it thinks it should be in, and you just build more and more bad habits as far as whether you want to move them or not. So.
But what if it's not the joint? What if it's actually when you're going down and it's really the muscle? Do you think at this point you can improve the stretch?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
The more that you do it.
Yeah. So stretch is, stretch isn't the muscles elongating. The stretch is the muscle releasing. Because muscles, they're like these, it's a complex thing, but they're these things that slide back and forth. So, that's the way the muscle is made up of. So it slides back and forth. When you release it, it lets go, and all these little cells start to expand, and then it comes back together. The only difference is in individuals, there might be differences in your ligaments and tendons, how tight they are or how stiff they are. So that varies, but the muscle itself is allowed to release. So when I stretch, there's something that inhibits that. It's going to be a tension, a contraction, right? So when you release, so your mind says to release, and then the muscle will go and go and go and go. So you have to go where you are to the most stretched position, and then you release and you release and you release, and you control that through your breath. So, but every time you let go, you'll go a little bit further, and then eventually you'll get a fuller stretch. But the problem is most people are stretching through the contraction, right? The muscle is contracting. You're trying to go there, but it doesn't release. So then you end up pulling the muscle, and you get injured. This is a long-term process. You can't just jump into a split. You have to build toward it, because certain groups of muscles will release first, and then as you start to progress, the whole group of muscle eventually will release. So if you go only this far, that's because only a small segment of the muscle is releasing. It might be back of the knee, or it might be up here. But up here is harder to do, mainly because everyone's focused on the back of the knee. So if you notice, the first time you stretch, the back of the knees hurt because it's affecting those tendons, right, or the ligaments. And then as you improve the stretching, then the belly of the muscle starts to release, and then you get to be more and more open. But believe it or not, once you get to a certain point and the relaxation is there, then stretching becomes no longer a conflict, and the injuries are going to be less, or at least you're not going to tear the muscle tissue as much. So when we're doing this, this is easier to do because you don't have the restriction of bearing weight. You know, just the weight of your arm or your bones, right? But when you're in the leg position, you go down, you have body weight coming. If you go into a stretch and the body weight is pushing you down, the first thing is going to happen is the muscles are going to tighten. It's not going to allow you to do that. But when you practice the loose and you have, then it goes down. And that's what happens. It releases because it's trained to release. And the time frame for that is really, you know, it's based individually. It's everyone's different. So you just have to work on the idea of letting go. You know, one side has to let go, one side has to contract. And there's that balance between the two sides. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Okay. All right, deep breathing. Yeah, you got a question?
So I could squat right down to here, say from the bottom, I can go right down
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah. So if your knees fold and you don't have a knee injury because of whatever, you're right, then it's probably your position in your hips when you go down, right? So if you can squat down like this, right, or like this, then if you do this, then your knees alternate, right? So this is here and this is here. Now, this is folded, but then you still have this, right? You have to fold this way, and you have to fold this way, and then your body is closer to here, then you're like this. But in order for you to fold here, you have to release here, right? I mean, your whole body's kind of all tied together. You stretch the back of the leg, it also affects the lower back, right? So all of these positions are positions that you may be able to do when there's no, like lying on your bed, you can pull your knee up to your chest, right? Why? Because it's not bearing weight. So the thing is, because we stand, the muscles in the lower part of your body become very strong. Your butt gets strong, and this gets strong from holding weight, or maybe you're carrying stuff. So all those muscles are always working to carry load. So when we hold weight in the front, all of this is working to keep you from tipping over, right? If you're standing like this, it holds it, but then if you're moving, then the muscles have to kind of respond to that. And, you know, that's, so your body is really picking up all these ways of doing things from doing things, but your body always will stay kind of tense like that because it's trained to do that. It becomes a habit. So when you squat down, you have to break the habit. So you have to kind of relearn and then learn and relearn and learn. So that's why there's a constant evolution of what happens to your body. It does morph into another, stage of flexibility and so forth. So that's why people that do this, even at an older age, you can still stay fairly flexible. And, as you get older, you might not practice as much, so then it would go away just like as if you didn't have it. The flexibility will start to diminish, and it'll get worse and worse if you stop doing flexibility type things. But it's not just the flexibility, it's the coordination. The coordination is, if this leg is going straight and this goes like this and this goes like this, there's a relationship between the two sides. So just going like this and holding it, which a lot of other disciplines do, holding those positions will be good for that position. But once you have to move through that position, what happens? Conflict, tension. Okay, ready? Deep breathing. Exhale, inhale. And then, don't forget, all these joints have not just connective tissue, it also has nerves and everything else to go through this. So if all those joints have conflicts, there's going to be pinches and pain, and if you throw the joint off when you move, you tear the connective tissue, and all that stuff starts to become inflamed. And that's why when you move, you try to move gently, don't move abruptly and too fast. But we do move fast as we if we use it as a technique, but that conflict still is part of that control. All right, ready? Shoulder rolls. And center. Reverse. And center. Okay, press, release, exhale, inhale. And stop. Hands up, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, wrists. Reverse. Okay, palms down, bigger circle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out, side to side. And then here, lift up. And then I'm going to do the insert needle. And switch. And sana. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay? Switch. And side to sides. Switch. Okay, center, shake it out. Hands up, deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, silk grilling. Switch. Okay, cross, open and close. Switch. Center. Circular movements. Okay, lower hoop. Shoulder height. Elbows down. Okay, lower. Palms down. Extend. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, diagonal flying. Switch. Okay, cloud hands. Okay, palms down. Carry tiger to the mountain. Infinity side. Form the fist. Okay, palms together, strum the lute. Turn, draw the bow. Fan through the back. Okay, raise the hand. Okay. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, we'll do the short form. Okay, work together. Ready? Feet parallel. Preparation. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, so go through long form. You can shift this way a little bit, and now take this way. So, yeah, Bob, you want to come in here? I'll take the front spot here, because most of the movements happen toward the mirror anyways. So we start off, ready, feet parallel, and when they're ready, they're having, I think they're having a water break. Oh. Okay, ready? Yeah. Okay, feet parallel, preparation. You can come over here, Corinne. There's some room right there. Yeah. Oblique, single whip, and then the fist on the elbow. Repulse the monkey. Carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, this little section is missing in the Tai Chi Paradigm form because it's a repeat. So we slant, step up, press forward, raise the hand, bend from the waist, stork flap swings. Okay, brush knee one time. and then insert needle. Fan to the back. Turn, stroke down, parry and punch. Step up, step back, sorry. Reverse, so this is a little different from the short form. Then we step up to grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip, first set of cloud hands. Hold the ball, and then we do a first set. Do the first set, pivot, pivot. Turn, step to the left. Okay, then from here we're going to pivot and set up like this. High pat the horse. Flip it over. Fold into the corner. Kick. One, cross. Fold. We're in the corner here, but the kick goes toward the mirror. Cross behind, so you make a 180-degree turn. The left foot is forward, do a left heel kick. Brush knee, right side push. Set it up, go forward, twist step and step through. Second brush knee. Third movement is the same in the legs, and the hands change to a planting punch. Turn. 180-degree turn, parry and punch, set it up like the first time for the first kick, flip it over, horizontal, bring your right hand underneath, fold the elbows, lift the knee, you're in the corner, and you cross behind. This is like Jade Lady Work Shuttle, but it's really called Beat the Tiger. Turn, 180 degrees to the back rear corner, and hold your fist in this position. Lower hoop, cross the arms, level the elbows, right heel kick, 2 punches to the ear. Put your left hand on top, flip the hands over, fold the elbows, parting leg, 360-degree turn, left hand on top, fold the elbows, parting leg, parry and punch, it's a back fist, form the fists, and then it repeats. Okay, carry tiger to the mountain. This is all the same as in the beginning. Now here in the oblique brush knee position. Second set of obliques. Grasp the sparrow's tail. And instead of going to the oblique single whip, we turn all the way back to the front. So we can do a right side after reversing the ball, diagonal flying. Turn, street side, stroke down, 5, pot the horse's mane, 2 on the right, 1 on the left, 2 on the right. Step up for the left one. Step up again, stroke down, do 2 more. Cross corner, Jade Lady work shuttle. There's 4 of them. It's in the 4 corners. Then we pivot twice on the heel, double step, 1, 2, you're on your right side, Jade Lady work shuttle. Then we have a part the horse's mane in this corner. Then we cross over, go to your left side, forward, back Jade Lady work shuttle, just like the first one. Now we're going to pivot, pivot, step, step. Step up again. We'll have a right foot forward. Jade Lady work shuttle. This is your 4th final one. Drop your elbow. Grasp the sparrow's tail in this corner. Then we turn back to the front for the second set of cloud hands. Okay, then you turn, cover hand, snake sticks out tongue, invert the hands, turn them over, pull down, step up, cross the forearm, cross the wrist, right hand to the outside, lift the knee, golden cockerel, press down, left thrust, left kick, lift up, that's your opposite side. Sit back to vertical right, turn to your left. Repulse the monkey. So this is your second set of repulse the monkey. Repeats again all the way to parry and punch. Okay, here's that carry tiger to the mountain with the cross step or the cross pivot. Open the stance, hold the ball, diagonal flying, step up, raise the hand, bend from the waist. So we've done this already, and we're going to turn. Here's where there's a single brush knee, turn to the right. Here's the insert needle, and the fan to the back. Turn, parry, and punch. So those 3 groupings of movements are all the same. There's a brush knee there though, right? Now we step up, form the fist, and punch. Sit back, divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms. Leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Oh, sorry. Grasp the sparrow's tail. And this is your right grasp sparrow, the single whip. Okay, now once we get back to single whip here, we're going to do the 3rd set of cloud hands. Okay, once we're in the final position, single whip, we're going to do the next section. This is the setup, flip it over, left palm strikes face. Okay, then here, just set your hands up like this, turn. Now your left hand is going to go to your left while you slap your right foot. And then go to your left side to do a brush knee. Now we're going to step up and do a punch down the crotch, which is a 45-degree punch down. Then we step up again to grasp the sparrow's tail. So that piece is pretty short. That whole segment is going to be repeated in the setup. So we're here. This is the second time doing this. This is your palm strikes face. Oh no. Yeah. Palm strikes face. Oh, did I mess that up? Oh yeah, okay. Second downward posture. I messed that up. Okay. This is the second downward posture, pull down. And then we step up, like going to golden cockroach. You stop here, you don't do this. You're in a stop position here. Now we retreat and then turn, hook your wrists, and then ride the tiger. Okay, palm strike face. Parry and punch again. This is the same one we do in between the kicks. And now here we set up again. This is a reverse, left palm strikes face. So if we did this same maneuver instead of the lotus kick, single lotus, we're going to turn and do a parry and punch. Then we step up. So we left foot forward, palm strikes face. Then we turn again, change the hands for double lotus kick. Draw bow to shoot tiger. And we repeat again. Let's do that again. Turn, parry and punch. Step up. High pat the horse. Step up. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. And then we just hold and reverse the ball and close. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So let's do that last section that got all confused. Okay. So from here, this is your first palm strikes face. So this movement I call a setup. You can go into the kicks. When you reverse, this would lead you to the kicks, and we turn this way. But here we're just going to do a palm strikes face. So that's palm strikes face. When we turn, without moving the hand, leave the right hand up high, and you're going to do a lotus kick. So look at someone in the front of you, follow someone in front of you. You turn. Now your left hand is on the right side, so you bring it to your left, and your leg goes to your left and comes across to the right. Then you set up your left brush knee and push. Then you set up your planting punch or punch down the crotch. Now we're going to step up one more time, grasp the sparrow's tail. And we get the single whip again. So the next movement is downward posture, second time. So you cover, snake sticks out tongue, invert the hand, turn it over, pull down, step up. So each downward posture goes to a cross hand. Now this is where it stops here, near the end, and you retreat. Then we turn, drop the right hand, hook with the left, and step up with your left. Left palm strikes face. Then we're going to go through the center, turn 180 degrees. Now we're sitting like this. So your right hand is out in front. Your left knee goes this way, and you turn. Bring the hands here. Turn your shoulders. Clench your fists. Punch over like this. So you find your center. Bring this hand down. Bring this hand up. Here's your reverse and palm strikes face. We hold it like this again. This time parry and punch. Then we do the setup. It's on this side now. Then flip it over for high pat the horse. Then step up to grasp the sparrow's tail. 1, 2, 3. Hook your wrists. Single whip. Hold the ball, reverse the ball, diagonal flying. Close the form. Okay, good. Deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay. So, just have to realize the form is a sequence. So there's some benefits to doing sequence, that it becomes a meditative exercise. You can do a sequence for 15 to 20 minutes and you go into the state of no-mindedness, they call it. No-mindedness is you're not really thinking about the form. You're working off of subconscious and, your body memorizes it. So you go through it, and that's the meditative side of it. But then at the same time, the form is a vehicle to practice different postures, because without the form, you'd probably drop or lose some of the postures that you would might have learned. So, there's different schools of thought. Even the old masters back in the day, when they practice, they would teach many people, but then they would have family members, and then the family members always have, their creative thoughts and say, well, I'm going to do it like this, I'm going to modify this, I'm going to modify. So one of the sons that back in the day said, I'm just going to teach postures. Well, what happens when you teach postures? Just teach postures. Some people practice the ones they like, some people forget certain ones, and then you just lose sight of the ones you didn't practice, because people like to practice their favorite techniques. So if you're using it for martial art, you might practice one or two of those movements because that's all you really need. But if you're practicing it, to retain a sequence or to retain, a style of martial arts, then you would practice the total form, because that's what's passed down from generation to generation. Now there are, different styles of Tai Chi, and even within the same style of Tai Chi, you're going to have different teachers that teach differently. So, it depends on what works for you. Maybe you're in an area you don't have any schools, and you'd have to watch video or learn something, along the way. If there's teachers, then you have to kind of find a teacher that's that you enjoy learning from, or there's something to learn. So a lot of times people go to senior centers and they learn you only can do so much at a senior center or an adult ed, because it becomes an introduction that's really brief. But people that actually want to go further actually have to end up at a school or follow some teacher in order to get a little bit more depth of knowledge. But everyone studies for their own reason. Could be recreational, could be because it's something your doctor prescribed. So it depends on what your end goal is. It's not everybody wants to be a teacher. Some people want to just practice and cultivate their own movements, or improve in some health aspect. But if you spend, like Corinne, she's going to be moving to Hawaii after November, right? So next year. So she's been looking for Tai Chi out in Hawaii, and she says it's nothing that that she enjoys at this point, but she's still looking. But my advice would be that after spending 20 years of doing something like this, you have enough foundation to work with what you have and cultivate what you have based on the principles and concepts.